is Alamjeet Flora from Pothos Events. I would just like to welcome all of you to our very first show, the Wednesday Talk Show. The show is going to be there every Wednesday for you, and so please join us every time and come up with your questions. For the viewers who don't know about us, I would like to introduce Pothos Events to all our new viewers. We are a Stockholm-based company, event management company, and we do deal in a lot of entertainment, cultural, and educational programs. We have pioneered in introducing stand-up comedy to Stockholm and the Nordic countries. So we take great pleasure in keeping this association with all our audience. You have been so supporting and so loving that we couldn't leave you alone. So we are back here. We have come up with a lot of other events, educational ones. We realize there are so many questions that we come up with every day to fulfill our desires of knowledge, of understanding life in general, in other many aspects. So we are going ahead today with a very relevant topic in the COVID time. So we have started today's show with a health topic related, and we are very glad to have with us Dr. Rajesh Savera. Rajesh is an old friend. He's a school friend. I know him from being a very naughty guy to this very matured, a very curious doctor that he is today. We have seen Rajesh grow and we have enjoyed his journey. He has, been an international favorite. He's spoken about Ayurveda, about mind and body discipline through Shunya meditation. So I take all pleasure and I welcome Rajesh to Pothos Events. So welcome, Rajesh.
Yeah, hi Alam. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning. No, it's evening.
Yeah, when you meet Dr. Savera, you always say good morning.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's the way it is. Okay, so thank you
Absolutely.
so much for the invite, and
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to be as your first guest on your first virtual event for Pothos events. And thank you so
Mm,
much for choosing me. Among all those great people, to be the
yes.
first one to be made a choice is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajesh. We missed you when you were in Malmo and Stockholm a few years back. So we thought, why not catch up with you now? So we
Yeah,
got you
I had
here.
been there. Yeah, I've been there, and Sweden. I think if there is heaven on earth, I think it's up
Yeah.
there in Sweden. Beautiful place, beautiful people. It was great.
Yes.
I spent some time in Malmo and Stockholm, and we could not
Yeah.
catch up. But I think that's the way things go. I might be coming there very soon, also.
You are a busy guy. You have too many conferences to attend and too many people to touch. So, yeah, good. Welcome. So, I would begin. I have a few questions, but I would like to first understand that you call yourself a lifestyle physician. So, can you please elaborate what is lifestyle physician?
Yeah.
What do you deal
See,
with?
yeah. When we talk about lifestyle, what is the definition of lifestyle? Is the way you're living. But what are the basic things that you do in your living? You eat food. You take rest. You do some work. And fourth thing is you start dressing yourself and grooming yourself. So these are the four things. Either self grooming, or eating, sleeping. That means resting, and the fourth is working. So these four things actually contribute a lifestyle. Now, if
Yeah.
you look at today's diseases, they are all related. They call these diseases as lifestyle disorders. Look at diabetes, obesity, you name the diseases, and you'll see all the chronic diseases, they fall into the lifestyle disorders. And when they fall into lifestyle disorders, what are we doing for the lifestyle? People don't know. And people are not aware that it could be their food habits, it could be their sleeping habits, could be their working habits, okay, and could be their grooming habits also, that could be actually affecting and could be the cause of their diseases. And that's when I ventured into this journey after 1999, after I passed out my Ayurveda. And for you to just to let you know that Ayurveda is the science of life. It teaches you discipline and how you have to live, what you have to eat and what not to eat, how do you groom yourself. And I thought it was time, 20 years back, that I better choose that as my field, and back then, I think so 20 years back, calling myself as a lifestyle physician was foolish because nobody used to come to me. Now, I remember starting my clinic in Aund, Pune, and people used to wonder why would somebody venture into preventive healthcare, and I had ventured a long time back into that. Yeah, I was selling soaps, I was selling shampoos in my clinic, I was
Yeah.
prescribing teas, so that was, I believe that if I could change a person's way of living, I could change his complete being, and that is what I then decided to call myself as a lifestyle physician, because I basically aim at changing somebody's lifestyle.
Amazing. And you do it with Ayurveda as your base. So as a
Yeah, I use
commoner,
the principles.
yeah,
Alam, I use the principles of Ayurveda. Okay, like
yeah.
in maths you have the formulas. You use those
Mm,
formulas to tackle any mathematical combinations or problems. Similarly, Ayurveda has some formulas, for your living. If you can apply them in your life, they are what we call they are time. They are not time bound. So what was applicable, say around 2,500 years ago, can
mhm.
be applied even today. Addition
Yes,
was done even mathematics back then. It can be done now too. So we need to understand the formulas. That is the key to health.
exactly. And how would you, as a commoner like me and many of my viewers who don't know about Ayurveda, so can you just simplify the basics of Ayurveda to all of us to get a better understanding of what we could expect from it?
Yeah. So let me define Ayurveda. Ayurveda is said to be made of two words, Ayurveda, and Veda means Vidya, basically knowledge, and Ayu means life. The science that teaches you the or gives you the knowledge of life. Now that makes Ayurveda a very big term. It just not limits itself to medicine and healing, but it actually becomes a science of realization, a realization of your own being, and that could happen only through experiencing this life. And it was very important back then for our seers, the great masters who practiced, the spirituality of self enlightenment, to understand yourself. They knew that the only way to find the self within is to first take care of the temple, that is the body. And the body was the most important means through which one could get self realization. And so they stressed on the importance of healthcare in terms of your personal health. And that's what Ayurveda is all about. So Ayurveda is basically covers the way you live, the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you even shower, even you brush your teeth, everything. That's what basics of Ayurveda is. So in the first year of my college life, we are taught some basics principles of Ayurveda. And
Yes.
when you're a commoner, when you're told all these things, like there are five elements, and earth, water, fire, space, ether, and even you can say earth. So we have five elements. Let me give you fire. So I forget, so I use this. I use earth. Sorry, first one I use fire, because fire means something that can transform. Then we have wind, then we have space, and then we have is earth, and then we have is water. So these five elements, they form the basis of everything, every matter that you see today. And I used to think that they are some kind of real material stuff, but when you actually understand it, you realize they are nothing but they are your psychological states, your kind of basic consciousness that actually gives rise to manifestation. So these five things, and then you have the concepts of vata, pitta, kapha. Then you have the concepts of the in your Agni. Then you have so many different concepts in Ayurveda that actually blend together. When applied in a right way, they can help you understand Ayurveda very, very well.
Okay, thank you. I could understand a bit, so you may simplified it to your best to all our viewers. So thank you so much. Yeah, but what we see nowadays, we're just trying to understand how we can adapt Ayurveda in today's situation. Like there's so much rise in obesity. People are trying to lose weight, all age groups, diabetes, blood pressure. There are all kind of elements that people are struggling, and nowadays at a very young age also. So, what could be your advice? What lifestyle changes they could make to help themselves? You know.
I always give an example of driving. If you're driving with your eyes blindfolded or your windshield all dusty and not clean, what would happen? If you're driving at full speed, you would just keep on doing accidents. In
Mhm.
accidents, you would hurt others and you'd hurt yourself also. Same is with life. How are we living? Are we living with awareness? Are we actually being able to drive ourselves in a right manner without having any accidents till the end of our life? And that is very important, because that means that I need to be aware. I need to be always vigilant of what I do to myself and to people around. And the first thing begins with you. What do you do to yourself early morning? Have you even questioned when you wake up and put a toothpaste in your mouth? Did you question whether it is good, whether it is not good, whether it's going to help me, whether it's going to harm me? Then when you apply soap on your skin, you need to ask these questions. Is this soap really good enough, or it can be toxic also? These small inquiries into your own self nature, what and the things you do, you will come to a point where you realize that the final outcome that you are today could be any disease. And I'm talking about these non-communicable diseases. Alam, see, I have diabetes. If I say I have diabetes, my diabetes is my personal bringing. I cannot just pass it on. I can just touch somebody and he and she cannot get diabetes. It's not infectious. So definitely it is to do with something I did, or I inherited and then I expressed it. And that means that I am responsible for whatever chronic diseases I'm suffering from. Could be diabetes, could be obesity, could be cancer, could be anything. Even conditions like psoriasis, which are psychosomatic disorders, then Alzheimer's, dementia, all these, somewhere the root cause is you, and you are the only
Yeah.
root cause. So the person you need to work is you, and there is no quick fix, because all these disease, obesity doesn't come overnight. Like I am 40 tonight and early morning I get up and I'm 60. It cannot happen like that. It takes some time. That means if something is happening over a period of time, you need to also give time to reverse it the other way around. And the best thing to do that is to find out what are you doing right now, and just alter or change the pattern of your living. If you do that, you will reverse things happening to you. Even aging, even if you are able to do that, simple things you can. Now, obesity. The people are going into so many different things. They are getting confused. Should I go for a keto diet? Should I do fasting? Should I go on these types of pills? Should I take some therapies? Should I exercise? All the confusion and chaos just puts us into a situation where we are still left with no choice. But I always say, as a part of lifestyle, your answers lie in understanding how you are living, what you're eating, and what you're doing every day. And if you can pinpoint those things and then try to seek opinion and help from experts who can tell you, no, I think you need to change this, I think you need to change this, I think you need to change this, and it works wonders. I recently was dealing with one of my patients, and she was battling with obesity for a long time. And the only thing that worked for her was awareness, where she started to meditate. And with meditation, just doing nothing, not even exercise, in this lockdown period, she lost almost 10 kilos. And that's a big loss,
Wow.
without actually being affected. No force, effortlessly.
So
Disease also came in you effortlessly. So even it can be reversed effortlessly. Yes, Alam.
okay, so you mean that all these popular diets like intermittent fasting and all these things, which even I try to adapt to lose some weight, but you think what do you think? Like it's not too helpful, or how do we
I
proceed with this?
Alam, I'm not saying they are not helpful or they are not good. I'm just telling you that first, rather than going out to buy stuff that is being sold, first you
Hmm.
see whether you need it, whether your body needs it, whether it's a part of your lifestyle. See, out there in the market, when you go out shopping, there are people selling everything. Do you go out buying everything? No, you first look at what is your need, and then you look
Yeah.
at whether that need is satisfied with this thing. I believe the first thing inquiries should start with questioning your way of living. What do you eat? What do you do? Everything, putting them down, and then finding an easier way to reverse what you're doing. Just change the pattern, and then you realize. And I strongly believe, okay, Alam, that your weight loss journey should be an effortless journey. I'm not saying
Yeah.
less effort. Okay, I'm not saying less effort. Be very. I'm very particular of my
I
word. Now, it should be effortless. Okay,
effortless. Okay.
people. If you
Because
if you assume
we
it is
stress on
less
it.
effort, then
We
huh?
stress on losing weight. So yeah, effortless, less effort sounds good. Not bad.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. See here, I want to correct again. You misunderstood me. I'm saying your weight loss journey should be an effortless journey.
I got
Do
it.
not
Yeah.
take it that it should be less effort journey. Less effort means you will do nothing. I'm saying
Yeah.
you should do things which are effortless, which can be done easily. Like, say, running on a treadmill would not be easy for everyone, but walking is easy.
Yes.
More easier than walking is play
Because
a
these
sport.
days, yeah, I have seen people come up with, my mom, she is 60 plus, so she has joint knee pains. But I know even younger people, like my boss, she had, she was just 40 and she could not even walk upstairs. So that was something like not very nice to see, at that age. So yeah, I understand. It's like a lot of lifestyle changes that you need to make, get more conscious much earlier in life. And
Awareness, Alam.
yeah,
Awareness is the key.
yeah,
I know about one person who practices this awareness technique, where he
hmm,
actually, you sit down and you start actually just imagining, you're working out, and with these imaginations your body starts going through the whole metabolism, and it triggers weight loss. So there are different people doing differently. But what
yeah,
I mean to say is, your answer lies within you. You just need to press the reset button, and things
yeah,
can just fall into place. You can be
yeah.
your old you, and that would be amazing, just to find yourself,
Let's go back to school. So it's like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah. So yeah, that answers quite a lot of questions. But yeah, we definitely do need guidance when we are getting very specific about many things. So it in this COVID time, one more thing that really plays out is the immunity part of us. How people have got conscious. I've seen everyone. Get very conscious about what they're eating, what they're consuming, and all that. So, and also, bucking up their immunity. So, what would you, say in terms of Ayurveda? How can immunity, like, give us some tips or explain to us how it can help?
Yeah, let me first, correct you. When you said people are very conscious nowadays about, building up the immunity in the COVID
Yeah,
times, actually, they are not conscious. They are scared. They're
yeah,
scared right now, and that is why they are acting out. So
yes,
fear is not consciousness. Fear is
yeah,
fear. And what I mean to say, when you're conscious, you're aware, you start seeing the whole picture, and you'll realize immunity cannot be built in a day. See, my country. If my country is decides, okay, we are all safe, nothing to worry about, and suddenly some other country attacks a country, but if we are
yeah,
not prepared, we are lost. We cannot say, okay, they attacked us yesterday, so today we build up an army and we are going to go and fight. It doesn't work like that. Immunity is not something that you build in a day or a week. You need to build over a period of time, and it all depends on your way of living. Simple thing.
yeah,
You might be eating the best food and living the best of life, but if you're living in stress, trust me, you're losing on immunity. Immunity is built on certain factors. Rest is the most important factor, and it boosts immunity, because at that time your mind is not doing anything, because and when you're resting, your mind gets a chance to recharge yourself, to build up your immune system. This is the best thing. So I always tell people, learn to rest. People who are suffering from insomnia, sleeplessness, or who have lack of sleep, who actually forcibly, just try to cut off on their sleep patterns. Trust me, they're just building up, something that will send out invitations for diseases
Yeah.
in the future. Okay. Second is food. What kind of food you're eating? If you're going to eat all kinds of acidic foods, acidic foods basically are meant to break down things. Alkaline foods are meant to make things together. That is why we say, if in Ayurveda, Pitta and Kapha, these are two doshas. Pitta
Yeah.
is acidic foods, and Kapha is alkaline foods. So what kind of food you're taking will help you. So more of alkaline food will build up your immunity, and more of acidic food will actually start reducing your immunity. And now you see people are so crazy about vitamin C. Vitamin
Yeah.
C everywhere, vitamin C. But vitamin C is not the only vitamin that's going to help. Vitamin C in natural form comes along with other vitamins also, minerals also. So we need to understand, you cannot build up an immunity with one single herb or one single thing. You need to have a process. And if you go, what do you do to your life? I told you about personal grooming. How do you
Yes.
groom yourself? How clean you are? How well you take care of yourself? Do you suffer from constipation? How are your gut movements? Are you feeling hungry? What kind of stuff are you putting into your system? All these, like, if somebody is an alcoholic, you think alcohol is already suppressing his immune system. In a period of time, he'll definitely be the one who will be a victim for any kind of infectious disease. So these things, all these parameters, they play a very important role. Exercise, that plays a
Yeah.
very important role. And how much are you exercising? If you're just slogging and working out only, that extremeness is also not good, and nothing doing at all is also not good. You need to strike balance, because immunity is striking balance, and that's very much possible. Everybody can achieve that state.
Okay, very
Yes, Alam.
interesting. So you are looking at a very holistic picture towards immunity. It's just not related to food, and it's mind, body, everything working together for you. Amazing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's a very good approach, lifestyle physician you are. So I have a lot of questions coming from our viewers. I had I have a repeat question from Siva. She had also asked me, sent me a question, during the day. She wants to know about her iron levels. How can she better them? So can you
Yeah.
please?
Yes, I understand. She basically is talking about her hemoglobin, and how
Yes.
she can actually improve her iron levels. And this is very common, Alam. Today, people, especially women, suffer from a lot of anemic problems. And this anemia is because there is lack of hemoglobin, the basic element of human body, through which the basically hemoglobin is like a truck, that carries your oxygen to every cell. So these are trucks that go. So if you have less trucks that are traveling in your system, less oxygen is being supplied to every cell. Less oxygen supplied to every cell means your cells cannot produce enough energy. So these people, they suffer from lethargy, tiredness, fatigue, and all those things. But where is the secret? What is the secret? Then you need to go to plant-based diet. Now, plant-based diet, when I say, that's where your hemoglobin comes from. Chlorophyll, if you know, the leaf has a color, green color. The color green is because of something called chlorophyll. Now you need to Google, and you'll see a striking similarity between the structure of chlorophyll and the structure of hemoglobin. They are 99% similar. It's the chlorophyll that builds up your hemoglobin. And that means if I increase my greens in my food, I am surely to actually improve my blood hemoglobin levels. So definitely, if you talk about superfoods, which are really green and high in chlorophyll, like spirulina, chlorella, they are very, very rich in chlorophyll, and that is why they are rich in iron too. Then you can go for green veggies like lettuce, you can go for spinach. But the problem is, when you talk about spinach and you talk about other green veggies, people like to cook that. And if you cook something, you're burning the basic protein in it. and that is gone. Look at, always give my people, one question, and I ask them, if you cook spinach, nicely cook and make a nice dish out of it, and if you feed a cow, will the cow eat it? They say no. Why they don't eat it is because the cow can find out that this is not possible. They cannot eat that. It is not worth it. So we should also realize that cooked food can be very acidic at times. So some part, at least 40 to 50% of the food should be raw. And I think for her, I would suggest going on greens, a lot of greens, wheatgrass,
Okay.
spirulina, chlorella, all the greens, veggies that she can get. Make sure that she makes 60-70% of her diet with that, and you'll see. And okay, along with that, she needs to also take virgin coconut oil. Oil is very important because with less of hemoglobin, there is a kind of dryness that sets in, and so she
Mm-hmm.
needs to either use olive oil, or virgin coconut oil. These are good oils that she can add in her diet, and they're good fats, and they will really help her.
Wow. Thank you so much. We also have a skin before, like we have just few minutes left now for the show. So we have a question for, taking care of skin naturally. So do you have any tips for all the ladies and the men, of course, all will be interested in knowing. Hello.
Yeah, Alam, I'm here. I did not get you. Some connectivity issue. Yes, tell me.
Okay. We have a question on skin related. It's like,
Okay.
how can we take good care of our skin? Um, you know,
Yeah, it's a good
what tips
question,
can you give?
Alam.
Mm. We'll
So
be
I think we are
joined
back.
back soon.
This is the fun of live shows.
Yeah,
We experience real problems, and we realize that this again. I'm gone. I'm coming. You're gone. I'm coming. Okay, let's do this fast. Okay,
yeah.
are you there, Alam?
I'm there. I'm there. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
so the question
Cool.
that you asked, how do I take care of my skin?
Skin.
Skin is the largest organ of your body, and that means skin. You let's go the other way around. What damages the skin? Skin gets damaged because of dryness. So the first thing, the solution is make sure you lubricate it well, not by creams, not by lotions, because that's just covering up. You need to lubricate it
Yeah,
with oil, good oils. So having a good oil massage before your shower every day can really help in actually getting your skin right. And
absolutely.
I think we are having trouble. Is it my internet or
Uh, I no, it's. I can hear you though. I think it's the video.
are you there, Alam?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
It seems there is a problem with the internet.
I think we have lost connection with the Dr. Rajesh. So let's wait for him for a while. Otherwise, we have just 2 minutes left for the show. We are going to continue this topic next week also. So next week, we're going to be back with him. We have a lot of other topics like meditation and, more of body and, mind related topics that we can talk on. So, as you know, this is an interactive session, and it's so nice to see all your comments coming in. It's really been helpful that we've been able to interact with him, get your answers. Maybe not to all, but we have tried to cover most of them. So, we will see you very soon next week. Please join us. Thank you so much for today. See you all. Bye.